Director Abderrahmane Sissako's 2014 film Timbuktu opens on a slight high-angle shot of a gazelle running through a desert. Suddenly, gunshots pierce the silence, and we see Islamist militants hunting the gazelle. The scene ends as it began, with the militants still firing and the gazelle still running. The version of the film I'm using doesn't have subtitles, but the militants are saying, "Don't kill it, tire it." This scene, with its shot angles, action, and symbolism, is incredibly significant to the rest of the film, and therefore a very strong introduction to the story. Soufiane El Fani, the film's cinematographer, uses high-angle and bird's-eye shots throughout the film to essentially continue the gazelle chase. This signifies how the Islamist militants are always monitoring and controlling the citizens of Timbuktu, the omnipresent authority of Sharia law pushing them to extremes. Several times in the film, we get high-angle shots as if from the roof of a building or sand dune. The slight high-angle shot of the gazelle even comes back at the end of the movie, juxtaposed with a shot of Toya running up a dune, cementing the animal symbolism. These shots tint their scenes with anxiety through the implication that the characters are always being watched by someone they don't necessarily see. But it's also significant that we don't actually witness the gazelle slow down from exhaustion. This resistance to authority and staunch sense of self reflects much of what African cinema is centered around, whether that be resistance against authoritarian extremism, colonialism, or other forms of oppression. Sissako manifests this resistance in the ways the Timbuktu citizens fight back against the extremists. The significance of high-angle shots is still translated in an eye-level shot like this one, where the blocking of the characters keeps the jihadists looking down at the fishmonger as they command her to wear gloves outside. Yet, even under the structure of power imbalance, the fishmonger calls out the absurdity of wearing gloves to sell fish. Literally standing up to the men is a direct offense to the imbalanced structure of power, an act of defiance against her system that elevates her agency. While they still have authority over her, she has at least symbolically broken their downward monitoring gaze. Telling them to arrest her is not submission, but resistance. Like the gazelle, she does not yield to their control. Even if her resistance doesn't fundamentally change the larger structure of oppression, it allows her to retain her sense of self and personal autonomy. High-angle shots don't dominate the film. There's plenty of eye-level and low-angle shots that further reflect the landscape and even moments of equality. But I think these moments also work to emphasize the pressure in the high-angle scenes, a pressure that erupts in the film's final sequence. The chaos following Kidani's execution and Satima's murder is shot at a high angle as the jihadists surround the area. The gazelle must keep running, and so must Toya. Here the shot angles switch between low and high, matching the dunes she and the other characters run across to reflect the instability of the moment as well as that of her future. She resists the extremist authority the best she can, as evidenced by the changing angles, but she can only run so far before she tires out. We, as the audience, don't see that far. We only witness her resistance.